Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, and I'm just going to come out and say it. For me, the Brock party is officially over. Has been for quite a while actually, outside of some perverse joy that I get from watching how enraged others get when this big beetroot arrives to ruin the fun. We have to admit that Brock has literally and figuratively done very little for the business, despite what the WWE is telling you. Yet, Brock Lesnar is a man that you should be afraid of. He is a walking powerhouse who could still knock the paint off a tank should he so choose, and now he's carrying around that Money in the Bank briefcase like an apex predator made of teeth. To say that people are on edge is a bit of an understatement, and Seth Rollins is going to have to watch his very bleeding, oh lord, how is it still in one piece back at all times. And he's trying his best to play mind games, informing everyone and their nans that he will cash in on a certain date and then refuse to actually do it or just not show up. I mean, case in point, he kept yelling Friday in order to drum up some last-minute speculation for a potential Super Showdown cash-in. However, it's here that the veneer kind of wears off. Brock might be a beast capable of annihilating anyone in his path, if he can be bothered, that is. And while he might be a huge cash cow that the WWE loves to milk, the audience is growing ever tired of this gimmick. He's been built as this Lovecraftian horror, but it all boils down to his bank balance. He wasn't yelling Friday to get inside the mind of Seth Rollins. He was yelling Friday so that he could secure himself one of the biggest paydays of his life. For him, it's not about having the strap, it's about making sure that he's never strapped for cash. And this bait and switch moments that the WWE keep trying to pull erodes the brand loyalty each and every time they do it. In fact, Brock has become so entangled with this shitty will they won't they panto that they're trying to lay out that it's led many to speculate that he's patient zero of the WWE disease, something that Jon Moxley stated quite clearly on his incendiary Talk Is Jericho podcast appearance. He said, that's why Vince McMahon pays Brock Lesnar billions of dollars to come in and ruin his company, because he wants to own Brock. But here's the question. Is Brock Lesnar actually ruining the WWE? I mean, at his best, he's a motivated, phenomenal attraction. He is a war machine, Viking experience, unlike any other. And every match that he's in places huge importance on the outcome. I mean, look at his head-splattering war against AJ Styles at Survivor Series 2017, which he elevated AJ's newly won WWE title, or at least rubbed the decomposition odor from Jinder Mahal's run off it. I mean, 1 year later, he had a masterpiece opposite Daniel Bryan that solidified his new heel character as a drastic, awesome departure from his famous babyface act. And guess what? In both cases, Lesnar won clean. He also lifted Finn Balor to one of his best matches of 2019 so far by allowing him to exploit Lesnar's weaknesses. He can still do the rounds, is what I'm saying. And he carries with him an aura that is not too dissimilar to that from a final boss in a video game. If anyone can unseat him, it is absolutely huge. Hell, for a time, even getting him to show up was a bloody huge deal. But Brock might be a byproduct of the WWE, but it's the WWE that put him in that position, and it is definitely the WWE that absolutely drops the ball with what happens after his matches are done and dusted. You see, thanks to Vince, Brock isn't just a destroyer of talent, he is a part of a process that destroys talent. Roman Reigns suffered badly under the force of his shoot elbows in 2018. In that same year, his one-sided win over Braun Strowman obliterated the Monster Among Men's aura. The Beast is so far ahead of the monster in the food chain that Strowman became an afterthought. And then we've got Brock Lesnar's uninterested approach at WrestleMania 32 against Dean Ambrose, which just failed to ignite anything, not the audience, not themselves, and it was meant to be a spiritual successor to Austin versus Bret Hart. I mean, Ambrose on his Wade Keller podcast said that he was willing to die for that cause. And what did we get from him? We got Lesnar winning with a boo-boo face at the end of it. We've got Dean Ambrose wanting to leave the company as a result. And that's not even just an isolated incident. Lesnar's dirty victory over CM Punk strengthened his desire to leave. And at its heart is because Brock is fighting for an audience of one. And everything and everyone must fall by the wayside. Now, to better explain this dynamic, let's take Brock Lesnar and put him alongside Daniel Bryan in his most recent WWE Championship reign. Now, here, Daniel Bryan elevated Kofi Kingston through a stupendous environmentalist heel character, which completely diversified SmackDown's TV show formula. Now, Bryan, he cut awesome promos everywhere, across concession stands, across merchandise stores, in a unique quest to generate heat. And then there was that new title. My God, I can still see it. Beautiful. This was something spellbinding. It was the most creative that WWE and their champion had been in recent years. And you know what it was doing besides raising D-Bry's own stock? That of his successor. He was building a platform for the next person to stand on. Brock, on the other hand, does none of this because Vince books him to do nothing. Now, he pretends to care, of course, like when Vince didn't want Brock to go over Braun at the Rumble, but after the fact, what did Vince actually do to protect the monster? Nothing. In fact, he made him mortal. After that, he relegated Braun to the Mania 35 pre-show and booted him off the Money in the Bank ladder match altogether. Brock didn't do that. Vince did that. And so, for all of our anger at this meat Zeppelin, just remember, the WWE doesn't magically get better when Brock Lesnar leaves. He is the most severe symptom of a disease. But if the WWE was being honest about Brock Lesnar, Vince would realize that he is a potent cocktail of his many vices. He is a mainstream adjacent monster, an expert facilitator of trolling. He is a ratings booster, a big one, but he is a short-term solution to a long-term problem. With his appearance come views, but they never leave anything meaningful behind. He's kind of like a sugar rush or some sort of adrenaline shot, but it puts the entire company into a crash when he disappears again, and this has built a false economy. Brock is big business because he cannot be anything other than this. We'll never see him work a meaningful program because he's typecast himself. He is the boss battle. He is a shortcut to artificially creating a super heel. He is lazy in every sense. If Brock Lesnar leaves the WWE, Vince can no longer rely on this bullshit. And he would have to put some stock, development, and power into the hands of others. Now, we've seen this in Daniel Bryan. We see that people could be mega heels, mega stars, because he gave that man agency. But with Brock, Vince doesn't want agency, he wants to be his goddamn agent and control everything he does. So, what we have are two options. Without Brock Lesnar ruining the WWE stands little chance of improving on a consistent, meaningful basis. But it can get better with the likes of talented young superstars who naturally break out of their tired roles. With Brock Lesnar, the company stands no fucking chance whatsoever. So to close out, I leave you with a charming image. Vince McMahon loves farts. And if the WWE was being honest, the company without Brock Lesnar is a fart. Embarrassing, but the stench passes, following which there is room to breathe. The WWE with Brock Lesnar is the shit. A foul odor from which there is no escape. Too many performers have shit themselves in Brock's vicinity, and they might always be remembered as the guy who shit their pants. That lad at school, that lad who shit his pants, you never forget that lad who shit his pants. Don't shit your pants. And there we go. That was our thoughts on if the WWE was being honest about Brock Lesnar. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. But before you go, my friends, my lovely friends, whatever you're getting up to today, I hope that you are being honest with yourself and treating yourself as fairly as you possibly can, both physically and mentally. And remember, you've got friends, family, professionals in the support industry who will listen to you and do care about you if you are struggling with any aspect of your life. Remember that. So if you want to chat to me about anything else to do with wrestling, video games, films, or just in general, just to say that that's a very sweet Soy Boy Club hat that you've got there. It is. You can go do so to me at RetroJ with a 0 over on Twitter. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, my friends, you've been awesome. Never forget that. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, and if you're a fan of what you've just seen, then make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts for daily wrestling podcasts, where we not only review Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, we also discuss the events before and after of pay-per-views. We have roundtable discussions discussing burning wrestling issues, interviews, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. Thanks for watching. I've been Adam from WhatCulture. and I'll see you soon.